Welcome back, my composting friends. Well, we're back onto the trommel build, so that's the hashtag trommel build. This is part 3, and it's been a fair while since the last video. We've been very busy this year especially, so I've got a few things together now. And before we go any further, if you haven't seen parts 1 and parts 2, you might want to nip off now. You can find those on my playlist under the hashtag trommel build, or by pressing the hashtag on this video. I will just go through a few things that I've already done and what we've already looked at, just to give you a bit of an insight if you just want to actually see what we get done today. So let's have a look at some of the parts and some of the things that we've already completed from last time. So for starters, we've got the shopping trolley. Right, the yellow that used to be for a 45-gallon drum, a bund. So if that 45-gallon drum was to leak, it would all collect there. So it's got 3 wheels on it, so I'm going to find that quite useful. That over there is the 4 pieces that I've cut out of the barrel. 2 of these wheels are probably the ones I'm going to be using, but this one hasn't got the actual tyre on. Now that might suit for doing it different if things don't work out, so we've got a plan. So there's the cut-offs. This used to be an old plastic laundry basket, and if you know my channel, the rest of it is holding the Jerusalem artichokes on the allotment. This was the blue barrel that we saw, and I've now actually fitted the wire on it. The original cost for this was going to be about £2.20, but the wire only went to there, and silly me got happy-handed with the jigsaw, and I forgot to leave the bits in the middle. So where are we going to actually run the wheelbarrow tyre now? I don't know. It's going to have to be one of these edges, but I spent £15 on this wire, 6 metres long, and I think I can get another 3 lots out of it. So we're still at about a £5, and then I'm going to need some expanding foam spray, which I've got, which is another £3.50. So we're just increasing the cost slightly, but not too bad. So we've got the expanding foam there, we've got some various nuts and bolts and washers that I've already got. We've got some scrap timber there for the base, and if you're not familiar, that is where the front wheels of the mower go in, and part 2 showed you actually how I got to this stage. So it's well worth looking at parts 1 and parts 2 as we actually now put all this together. Now this was a bund, so I've drilled several holes all round to make sure that when we get the water go through, it can actually get away. And a lot of the holes have been pre-drilled when I've had time, so that I could video this in a shorter period of time. This is all just trial and error at the moment. I've got the option of moving up or down across, and I'm pretty satisfied now that the wheels will be sitting there, so I can weld this solid now, these trolley wheels, weld it solid at the correct angle on both sides, and then this is slightly warped, which is going to cause a few little issues. Obviously it's going to touch in places and not in others, but this lip's probably quite big enough, so sitting it over the lip probably wouldn't work. But we've got the scope. I'm not going to cut any of this wood. It's all going to stay the same until I'm pretty sure everything is spot on. So I'll get those wheels secured. So I've given the high spot a bit of a squeeze. But I'm as guilty as anything as to leaving it somewhere where it's been caught on something else. We can adjust it as and when once we've got the engine on it and got some material going through it. Well, that's put those two pieces to good use. I'm going to do roughly the same, or sort of the same, on the other side. But as I was saying, these can be adjusted, and what I'll do now, I'll just pull the trolley in front and give you a better view of this. But with the trommel working that way around, I thought I'd best put another piece there, not just the one. We can always adjust it. In actual fact, that's probably worked out okay. That'll collect the sticks and large debris from the compost and the pebbles and other debris if we're sieving soil. So I've got the back of the trommel there. I've just made a few adjustments. It doesn't matter if there's a gap as long as it doesn't drop off. And I've done this at the front. Remember those guys? I'm being hanging at basket change in the grow room, so you should be able to throw stuff in that angle and that angle. There's a little bit of play. Like I say, I'm not going to cut any of the wood yet. I'm glad I didn't cut this piece off because that's actually coming useful, and everything's just tied together for now, and I'll probably have to get some bolts if the long screws don't hold it. I haven't got the height in here to do this now. It worked before, but I think I was running on the middle. I can give it a try though, but ideally the wheel needs to be nice and central. I might try a few more adjustments, but I think it's better to be done on the allotment. Pleased with that. The clutch cable I haven't fitted yet. I've left it on there so I didn't lose it. And I can fix the accelerator wherever it is comfy for me. I seem to have solved the fuel leaks, and it did start up reasonably easy, but the only concern I've got is the tyre is badly corroded, and I think that tyre is one of the smaller ones, so if I do put another bigger tyre on, I might have to re-weld that. But at the moment it seems to be okay, and obviously the proof in the pudding is when I actually try it. So basically I've just got to cut back all the expanding foam, tidy that up, give it another coat of paint now while it's in situ, try it, and then we can put all these screws in properly. Well, actually I've got some different things, I haven't got them here at the moment, so I'll get all this fastened up, and part 4 will be up at the allotment sieving my leaf mould, my 2-year-old leaf mould. Any adjustments, that's running level at the moment, but because we've got wood chips up the allotment, we can just shake it into the ground, so just enough time to leave the material in the trommel. We don't want it going through too quickly, or not at all. Well, we might want to leave it in there a while to break up, especially the leaves and twigs, etc. So we just got to find somewhere suitable at the allotment. Hope you've enjoyed this build. Like I said, everything's recycled. I've had to buy some wire, so that was £15 for the wire and £3.50 for the foam, expanding foam. But the wire will last me another 3, well, let's say another 2, so it should last a season or 2. I can add extra rivets if I need to. I didn't want to put too many in just in case it didn't work, but it looks like it's going to work absolutely fine running along that edge. Happy composting to you all. Hope you found this interesting. You don't have to spend a lot of money, just a little bit of time. Ta-ra for now.